how are you all doing? I have a few things to share with you all today. You really can't trust BlackRock at all. They are extremely cunning people. There's a huge conflict between Wall Street and the US government right now. Only Donald Trump and his administration are suddenly criticizing and directly threatening those like BlackRock who have been influencing and managing the economy for years. In fact, they are engaged in a real-time battle, and for that reason, the markets are going completely crazy. However, given where we are now, there are also a lot of other odd things occurring in the markets that not many people believed would be the case. And let me begin by simply discussing the enormous volatility of XRP, shall we? It's been up, down, left, right, and center, really. As you can see, we bought the drop a few times down below here, but we also caught a really great top for XRP right here and ended up selling. I am therefore quite content with our current situation. In the trading group Crypto Crusaders, we're doing incredibly well. We're making all the money there, so we have to give them credit. Later, more on that. Let's discuss what's actually happening. And well, Trump's main economic interests have lately come to light, and knowing this is likely the most crucial thing one can do to succeed financially in the modern world. As we can see, President Trump insisted there would be no tariff delays for weeks, despite the fact that equities had lost more than $12 trillion. 12 hours later, a 90-day tariff moratorium was put into effect when the bond market crashed. Bonds are a good topic of conversation, so keep an eye on them. That will come up in a moment. Before the reciprocal tariffs on April 2nd, the yield on the 10-year note was steadily declining. This might be as a result of declining rates. Yes, the real focus here is on rates declining. However, the yield on the 10-year note increased by 65 basis points to 4.5% as a basis trade unwound as a result of volatility. Lower interest rates are one of President Trump's main aims, as he has stated. Trump urged Fed Chair Powell to lower interest rates even on April 4th. Interest rates and oil costs were declining as a result of the trade war, so that Trump could keep applying pressure, and Trump will continue to do this. But on April 7th, when stocks started to decline and interest rates started to soar, something changed. As can be seen below, the difference between the yield on the 10-year note and the S&P 500 is truly extraordinary. In fact, we have never seen anything like it. Despite being seen as safe havens, bonds are collapsing even more quickly than equities. The first headline on a 90-day tariff moratorium then surfaced on April 7th at 10:15 Eastern. Although it is now evident that this was not fake news, the White House went ahead and labeled it as such. As the 10-year yield rose, Trump was probably talking to advisors about this 90-day delay. What's going on here? Crazy times. The 90-day tariff respite was then declared on April 2nd. Days later, Trump then essentially affirmed that the cause was the bond market. I was keeping an eye on the bond market. It's really challenging. It's gorgeous if you look at it right now. This is an interest rate, he explained. I want to now show you what Trump says in this passage. It is undoubtedly a landmark event in both American and global history. It's stunning. So stunning. Perhaps even the finest. Dude, I adore Trump. His speech pattern is amusing. At the end of the video, we can tell that individuals were feeling a little nauseous from yesterday night. He was talking to the unwinding of the basis trade as described in the paragraph above, but Trump was aware that if he did not step in, the 800 billion basis transaction would set the 10-year at 5%. He had no choice except to halt these tariffs for this reason. There was nothing he could do. Yes, things would have been absolutely wild if he hadn't done it. The collapse of the basis trade subsequently caused safe haven demand to swiftly shift back into gold, as we can see. And that's where we also witnessed a strong recovery in the stock and cryptocurrency markets. That's basically what we were trading in my Crypto Crusaders group, if you guys remember. You can see from looking back here that we were purchasing these dips because we were certain that this would basically be, here is where it ended, and we did sell right here after hitting a high of about 208. As you can see, we managed to catch it quite well, and naturally there was a lot more negative price movement following that. There was one more rally in which we momentarily rose over the point at which we sold, but it's all right. Today we can see that we're at 193, and I will definitely be seeking to purchase some more dips shortly. Here, please click the link below to visit Levi Crypto Crusaders so that you don't miss that. I want to make sure that none of you miss it. Guys, we still have a lot more to cover in today's video. A lot of strange things are happening. In essence, what we are witnessing is a realization in the market. Globally, 10% baseline tariffs are applied to all nations, correct? That continues to this day. Car imports into the US are still subject to 25% taxes. 25% tariffs on aluminum and steel, correct? 25% taxes on Mexican and Canadian imports, and 145 taxes on Chinese imports after that. There will be no halt to any of these tariffs. Other tariffs are also being put on hold. At this time, these are not being suspended. There will be live streaming for them. Additionally, not all of the retaliatory tariffs levied against the U.S. are listed here. You must keep in mind that retaliatory tariffs have been imposed on the U.S. by the European Union, Canada, and Mexico. For all of you back home, this will therefore create a very exciting setting. I believe that if all of these things stay the same, there will be certain unchanging facts regardless of where you are in the globe. It is true that things can shift suddenly, as we have witnessed with Trump. I create videos every single day for that reason. Nevertheless, this is the situation as of right now, isn't it? Now, other unions and nations negotiating free trade agreements outside of the U.S. is the most significant development that will likely start to take place here, and will likely have a significant impact on the U.S., isn't it? One of Donald Trump's top priorities is to prioritize America and to keep it as the world's leading superpower. Donald Trump might therefore modify his position somewhat to make room for it, if anything poses a threat to it. He paused tariffs for that exact reason, isn't that right? The 90-day holdup. As we discussed previously, that is the reason he did it. However, the European Union and the United Arab Emirates are now beginning to make some intriguing movements in this. In essence, they are consenting to begin free trade talks, correct? Consequently, Trump will examine this and find it objectionable. He would interpret this as an attempt by the UAE and the European Union to develop a new trade agreement in which they may disregard the US and possibly eventually try to displace it. Now, how Trump reacts to this will determine whether or not it is feasible and whether or not it actually occurs. Once the Trump administration realizes this, you can bet your bottom dollar that they will ask, well, what are we going to do about this? What will be our reaction to this? And they are currently considering a plan. I promise you that. You can also see that, contrary to what many people had anticipated, the United States has actually made significant progress in reducing inflation. Officially, U.S. inflation has dropped to 2.4%, which is significantly less than anticipated. We anticipated 2.6 and 2.7. It's a very good sign whenever you see anything that's 0.3 or 0.2 below expectations. It is entirely up to you now whether or not you think these metrics are accurate. However, if these indicators are accurate, it basically means that America is doing well and that rate cuts are coming, which is exactly what Trump wants to happen to secure America's economic future. However, Amazon is now stating that customers should anticipate price increases in the future. We all know that Amazon is one of the biggest corporations in America today, and they are a retail behemoth that sells to customers worldwide. Additionally, it seems natural that Amazon's pricing will rise in tandem with an increase in the cost of items. In essence, they are a collection of several vendors selling their products on a single platform. Prices will need to increase because it will now be more costly for these individuals to enter some marketplaces. Even if inflation may be declining at the moment, the Renaissance is basically stating that if we want to continue turning a profit, we will need to raise our pricing. Additionally, we can observe that BlackRock is selling a ridiculously high quantity of cryptocurrencies during this time. It's crazy. Bitcoin has sold for $250 million, but retail purchased that dip, all right? All of this was sold by BlackRock on April 9th. Yes, there was a significant decline. I apologize, this is a little before April 9th. It was April 8th. People learned about it on April 9th. Therefore, if you look at April 8th, you'll notice that we did experience a lot of losses. While BlackRock was selling, the cryptocurrency market was booming. What's remarkable, though, is that retail did buy back. Thus, a truly remarkable event is currently taking place. Retail investors like you and I are making money while BlackRock is losing. I am quite thrilled about this because it hasn't happened very often. The middle class, lower income groups, and even small and medium-sized business owners and entrepreneurs who are propelling the economy ahead are all necessary. Those individuals must win. When companies consistently outperform us, I don't like it. But when it's the other way around, I adore it. I think this is fantastic to see. I'm rather pleased that I want to see more of this. After all of that, there are a lot of activities going on, aren't there? BlackRock is looking out for themselves. They want to keep their power, so they will say scary things to try to terrify customers into making poor decisions. Therefore, I believe that this moment is more significant than nearly any other that we have ever experienced. Amazon and BlackRock aren't exactly your best friends. They are monopolies. They are battling you, and they have assets worth billions if not trillions of dollars. They're attempting to outperform all these other small media companies who, in my opinion, genuinely have souls. And I believe that if we band together and continue to work together, we can continue to defeat these individuals and earn money in the process. That's precisely what my trading club, Crypto Crucifers, is all about. Join me in Crypto Crusaders and let's accomplish this together, folks. If that mission resonates with you, if you want to earn money and if you want to defeat these big businesses. That's the main goal here. Let's celebrate. Let's kill it together as a community. It's also quite simple to join. It's cost-free. Unlike others, I don't charge a hefty membership fee. The process only consists of 3 steps. You use my referral link on the page here to sign up for one of my associated exchanges. You put in a minimum of $100 worth of cryptocurrencies. Naturally, you can withdraw your cryptocurrency at any moment. It's not as like it's locked or something. After that, you fill up my form with your email address and user ID. After that, you will have access to my premium Telegram or Discord accounts. Simply sign up for the one that you use the most. Both BitNix and BTCC provide fantastic bonuses. However, BTCC is currently offering a 10% deposit bonus. Fantastic stuff, gentlemen. You may be trading on another exchange at the moment, such as, let's say, Coinbase. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, even though you have $100,000 on there, they're kind of stealing it. In my opinion, they're not really giving you anything for that. My partner exchanges, on the other hand, give you something amazing. Check it out and see which one resonates with you more. Sign up there and I'll see you guys in the premium groups. I love you all. If you like the content, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Until we meet again, peace.